All right, so I have Telesphore Brûlé open here. We're going to walk through the examples that were in my last blog post on having your windows set up and tabs and a few shortcuts that I use. So here's Telesphore, and if I scroll down, I have a link to his obituary right here. And when I click on that, it does not open a new window, and it's opening up that obituary for me. And this is the bottom section that lists his children. So what I want to do is move this to a new window. So let me back that up and do that again. If I set my cursor, just one click on a Mac, highlights that whole thing. And then I'm going to do Command C to copy it. On a PC, it would be Control C. I'm going to click this plus sign to open a new tab. And then I'll do Command V to paste that in. If I was on a PC, it would be Control V. Then I can come back to this window and back arrow, so I'm back in my tree. So now I have Telesphore's tree entry open and the obituary right here. And I could click back and forth between them to look at one of the names. For instance, Selena married someone, so her last name is Cummings, and then I can scroll down and find Selena and look to see if I have entered a spouse for her yet. But it is a lot easier if they're in separate windows. So if I right click on a Mac, that's clicking two fingers at one time, right click, and I'm going to move to new window. I've now just separated those two windows. And so I can resize my tree, and Ancestry is going to get fussy in a second and reshape it. So I want to still be able to see the family. So then I come back to my obituary tab and resize that. And I don't need it to be as big as the other one. And it's okay if they kind of overlap. I just want to position it so that I can see it no matter what window I'm in. So now I happen to have Sadie highlighted, so I'll scroll down and find Sadie. Here she is. And I can see that at the point of her father's death, her last name is Lapp. And if I scroll down, I have updated my tree with that last name. So that's one way I like to use two windows. Another way, if I go to Telesphore's siblings in my tree, oh, I'm on Sadie, aren't I? I need to go to Telesphore first. And then open up, and we'll go to Anastasia. And I'm going to expand this window. All I had to do was click that plus sign and it goes back to the normal size. Now, Anastasia, I don't know much about her. She was born in Quebec. This is her baptism record. If I open this and click View Image, the image loads up and her entry is right here. And once again, I want to be able to see both things. So I'm going to Command copy that. I'm going to paste it in. So I've got the record open. It just saves a lot of clicks rather than opening Ancestry, going into the tree and finding the record. And then from here I can back arrow back to her entry in the tree. And so here she is in the tree. Here's this record. And it looks like I have not translated for the baptism. So we'll actually translate that right now. So I'm going to open a new Firefox window. I can do that down here. Well, I guess it won't let me for some reason. I'll open one here and move it to a new window. And this is going to be my Google Translate. So I'll go ahead and get myself to Google Translate. And then I'm going to grab this corner. Now on a PC, when you hover over the edge, you get a little arrow that points both directions. And when you see the arrow, then you can grab and drag your side in and grab and drag the bottom in. On a Mac, you just grab that little corner piece right there with the 3 lines. And I'm going to resize it to about like that. I'm going to get rid of that message. And I'll drag this guy down to the bottom. but I need to resize this one so that no matter which one I'm working in, I can see both a little bit. So I'll pull this one down and reposition, slide this up. Now, when I'm translating one of these French records, I don't like to split those two screens up because it's too hard to read if it's in a partial screen, unless I'm on a bigger monitor. So for this one, I zoom it nice and big. Here's her name. There's the B for baptism. That number 124 is the entry in this particular registry book. And I can still read the beginning right there. And so I'm going to start typing. And I see, this is what I'm seeing. So the 16th of July is the day she was baptized. These entries always start with the baptism date, and then the birth information comes a little bit later. And then starting right here, we get the year. And if I wanted to just check, these records tell me what year it is, but I could come down and I could type in what I'm seeing. And if you're looking at this wondering how on earth I am reading that, I've just read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these. I won't keep going, but I could translate this line of text here. And then as I scroll down a little bit further, it's going to have a little statement. Let's see. She was baptized. Here's her name, Anastasia. She was born, I think that's yesterday. I want to spend a little more time on that, but I can go ahead and put in her baptism day of 16th of July, 1838 in my tree from translating that record. I'm going to do it now so I don't forget. So 16th of July, and I'll save that. And this record's already attached. So that is a second way that I like to split my screens. And in my post, I showed a third, which is really just the same as the first, putting two images side by side. And sometimes I even put three things side by side. I put one here, and one down here, and you can click between them. And one thing to know, whatever size your screen is, when you exit, when you open the browser, that's the way it will pop back up. So if it bothers you to have a goofy shaped browser, all you need to do before you close everything is click on the plus sign so that it's nice and big again, and then that's how it will pop up the next time you open your browser. I hope that was helpful. Have a happy genealogy day.